I just was able to add my YouTube people. Thank you, Famira. So let me know if you are ready. Are you ready for me to jump into Canva and teach you what it is that I know about creating lead magnets? I think I've been doing pretty good so far. So Stephania says yes, she's ready. Teresa says yes. Francesca says yes. Victoria says yes. Hey, Michelle, nice to see you. Thanks for jumping in and joining us. Yes, ready in Miami. Okay, and let's see over here in the group. Oh, it looks like all the things are coming over here. So now I see people from the group there also over here. I may not even need my iPad today, which is good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let me make sure that I share my screen. First of all, let me pull up Canva first and get some things going. Because what I want to do is I'd like to show you some examples of some lead magnets and things that I've already created, so that can give you, a general idea as to move here. Okay. Let's see. So I can give you a general idea of what you can create inside of Canva, and then I'll go in and I'll walk you through on how to create and design, and it won't take us long at all. Let me see my templates. Nope, that's not it. Let's see. Y'all, I got so much stuff in here. I'm trying to decide what to share. Let me see my templates. It looks like there's only one in here. I guess I can share this one. Okay. And then, so let me go ahead and I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share some things with you, and then we're going to get into the designing piece. Okay. So let me go ahead and do that. Share my screen. All right. So now that you can see my screen. Okay. So this is like a simple ebook. I'm going to show you how you can create this. It's just something that's really simple. So it has a couple of different layers. We're going to cover that. I'm going to show you how you can layer your things as well. Right. And this is like a table of contents for the ebook, a chapter page, another chapter page. Right. So just some really fun different ways to do that. So for those of you that want to do ebooks, don't worry, I got you. Right. So this is a really simple ebook template. Another template is workbooks. Go really well, especially for those of you, if you're going to be doing any type of video or anything like that. Then you definitely want to use your, here we go. So your own workbook. So this is another template that I have that I've created. All right. So it gives a few different covers, and then your introduction, and then let's see, and then like a workbook. So you can kind of type in these fields or make these little areas fillable for your ebook, right? Have a little like checklist there, and just all different types of formats or ways that you can do your workbook, right? And then a little checklist here, and then of course your call to action page. Well, I'm also going to share with you what it is that you definitely want to make sure that you have, the most important things you want to have, so that you can make sure that you're kind of creating it or making it the correct way. All right. So those are two examples of like an ebook and a workbook. We're just going to go ahead and jump in to create our design. So let me go here to file. Actually, let me go. I'm going to just go back out to home to show you how to do that. All right. So if you're just here on your home page, the first thing that you want to do is go to create design. And whenever I'm designing any type of downloadable document, an ebook, a checklist, anything like that, I'm always using a US letterhead document. If you want to use an A4 or an A5 size, it's completely up to you. Canva does have those sizes in here. Or if it's a custom size that you want to use, you can definitely customize the size. I just typically go with the regular letter size, right? So it's entirely up to you. Another thing that Canva has available for you are templates that are already in here. So if you just wanted to use some templates that are already there, you could just by clicking, and the templates will come on here. I like to design from scratch because there's a lot of people using Canva, and I don't want my stuff to look like anybody else's stuff, so I like to just go in and just kind of freehand and just do my own design work in there. But you can definitely use some of the templates that are here if you wanted to do that, and then just kind of work based off of that template. So there are several different ones in there. But for the sake of this video, we're not going to be using any type of templates. I am going to totally freehand this and share this, how you can easily create one of these designs. Now I'm going to do a couple of different pages. Today, I'm going to teach you how to do a cover page. I'm also going to teach you how to do a workbook page, an ebook page, and a journal page, because those are the pages that I get most asked about. I don't have the time to do a planner page because it's too much in detail to do it. So we won't be covering any type of planner pages, but all the other ones we'll definitely cover, okay? If you're new to Canva, by the way, and you want to sign up for a free 30-day pro trial, to give you a heads up, I am using Canva Pro, and I'm also a Canva certified creative. That means that you may see some things inside of my Canva account that may not be in your account, and that's okay. Don't worry about that. Just know that if it's passed and we like it, then you'll also get access to that thing. I'm not going to go into much detail explaining to you about all of the different features and things like that. I do have a Canva course, a basics Canva course. If you're somebody and you're new and you just want to really learn all the functionalities of how to use Canva better, you can sign up for that course. It's a go as you want self-paced course, and it's $37 right now. So you can just get that. If you want to learn more about how to make the designs that I'm making, and you really want to get into the design aspect, plus learning how to use Canva better, then you can sign up for my Canva design course. And that Canva design course is I think it's $297, I think, or is it $197? It's one of those, I can't remember. All right, so the first thing that I like to do when I come in here is to name whatever it is that I'm going to be designing. More so because it's you can search for this after the fact, which is really good. It helps you to kind of better organize, your designs and stuff, so you don't have to be searching around looking for them like I do. All right, so you can just name it whatever you're gonna. So I'm gonna name this 5-day challenge. Okay, so let me probably put the date here, because if we started, this is the challenge for December. All right, so I'm giving it a title. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and I'm going to bring in my elements for my design. One thing that I believe in, and that's worked really well for me since I've been doing this Canva design stuff, which has been a while. And let me just let you remind you that I'm not a designer. Like, I was not trained to do this. I didn't go to design school. I don't have any of that type of level expertise, but Canva is such a great tool that even non-graphic designers like me and you can come in and make some really pretty stuff, right? So these are all the different types of elements. I'm not going to go through all of them, but if you can come in and take your time, you can find some really cool stuff. And so for the cover, I'm just going to do something really simple because I'm not, trying to keep you long or trying to make anything harder for you than it needs to be. So I love to bring in, and I love to work with squares. So I'm going to bring in a square. And then I'm also going to bring in a blob shape. It's a different type of shape. So I think I'm going to play around with some of these blob shapes just to give you an idea of some of the other things that you can do inside of Canva, right? So I'm going to bring in maybe just 2 of those different type of shapes. And did you see these things that are moving around here? These are stickers. We can't really use stickers inside of a design like a document because you're going to be printing it out as PDF. So it wouldn't be moving around like this anyway. But if you like the way that these images move, you can definitely use these in your social media graphics and in your videos. And so that's the only way that these type of the moving images or stickers is what we call it would work anyway. All right, so I think I'm going to do this one and maybe this one. Okay, so I'm just going to take those 2. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on text. I enjoy using a few different types of text as far as like the fonts are concerned. So I'm going to bring in 2 different type of fonts as well. And I'll bring in my image a little later. All right, so this is for our cover page. So I'm thinking for our cover, we can have this solid color at the top because that's where we can put our title and things like that. I'm also going to change that to my brand color like that. And then down here, I'm going to also change this to my brand color, but I'm going to use like the lighter in the other pink with this. And then I'm just going to stretch this out a little bit. And then I'm just going to turn it around until I get it to where I want it to be. And I don't know. I just decided on these shapes. There's no rhyme or reason. I have people ask me all the time, like, well, why did you select that shape? Like, what does that mean? Nothing. It just means that I just want to play around with it and see like how it comes out. That's all. Like, there's no reason why I did it. Is this the same shape? Actually, it may be because it's looking like it is. Let me grab a different one because I want it to be oddly shaped and not like have the same. Maybe we'll try this one. All right, and if you have any questions while I'm doing this, you can feel free to ask. And then when I jump back over, I'm, happy to answer any questions that you have. So I'm thinking I'm gonna move this around. And again, when I come in to do this, I don't, again, I don't have like any type of, I'm just kind of looking for something a little funky, something a little different. Let's see. Maybe if I can do this here and maybe bring this over here to this edge. Okay, I kind of like that. Right, so I can do this, and then I think I'm going to make this a little lighter. There we go. And then it kind of comes through that. Now for my text, I'm going to make these a little bigger because this is going to be the title of whatever it is. This could be an ebook, a workbook, whatever it is that you're wanting this to be. So there's a few different ways that you can size your title. I like to bring it 100% so I can see the real size. All right, so I could do that, and that helps me put it in the center. And then for this one, I think I'm going to use another of these squares. So instead of going to get the square, I'm just going to duplicate that, right? And then bring it here. And again, the only way that I know how to do this is because I just came in and just practiced. I just did it a lot. Oh, I think I probably will use the blue there. And this is just from designing a lot. So if you come into Canva every single day, like I do, then I didn't want to go backwards, but I did want it. Let's see. Move this. Okay. But if you come in and you use Canva more often, then send backward. Oh, no. Position backward. Where is I lost my thing. Position backward. So now I got to go grab my text again because I think I pushed it too far to the back. Okay, let's try that again. We position front. There we go. Okay. Right. And so this could be my title, and we can name this 5-day lead magnet. And I'm not really liking this text for this. So I'm just going to go in and change the font to PlayScript. PlayScript is fun and easy. But Canva has so many different type of fonts that you can use. And if you have a special font that you have for your brand, you can always upload it. All right, so 5-day lead magnet, and I'm going to change this word to challenge. And I think I'm going to make this a nice gray. Maybe a little darker. And I want this to be bigger so I can pull it out this way. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to space out the text, like the letters, so that they're spaced out a little bit. And then I'll have to stretch this out some too. Okay. And I'm going to change this color to white. Okay. So 5-day lead magnet challenge, right? And then if I wanted to put, I guess, another little design thing, I could actually put another one here, but I'm not going to spend too much time in this area. What I may do is just bring this down some like this. And if I wanted to bring in an image, I could, but again, just to show you something simple that you can do for your title. I mean, for your cover page, right? So that could be just something simple like that, right? And if you wanted to even get a little bit more layered, you could bring in a line element. And I think Canva has a new line element. Let me see. I think that launched to everybody. Elements line. Let's see, is it gonna? Oh yeah, so Canva has a new line element as well. So you have all these different type of elements. You can decide on the weight of your line now. So it can go, you know, bigger or thinner as you want it. And then if you want it to do any of that, you can do that as well. And then if you wanted to add anything at the end, you could, depending on like the direction. But for me, this is just going to be just a simple line across here. And then we're going to pull it out. But that is much easier to use. So we're going to push it backward, 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 backward. Okay. So push it in back of there. So just something like that, something simple. And if we wanted to make it like a lighter gray or something, we could, like that. Okay, so that's going to be our cover page, right? And so then we go to our next page. And the next page that we have is typically like a welcome page, or it could be a table of contents, depending on whatever it is that you're doing. For the sake of this training, we're just going to do like a welcome page. Okay, and so for that, I think I'm gonna, for that welcome page, I'm going to bring in an image. So I'm gonna go to my grids. I'm just gonna grab one, and I don't need it to be so big. I'm just gonna push it over here for a bit. And then I need some text as well. And I think I'm going to do a square too. Why not? Add some color to this page. And then position that backwards. Okay. And I'll probably bring this down right in the middle. Change this color. And then I'm going to bring in some text. We'll do this for our title page, for the header, this welcome page. Change that to our play script, because we're going to keep the same fonts, right? Through everything. We're not trying to switch anything up. Make this a little bit smaller so that it kind of fits here. And we'll change this to welcome. So we could do that. And then we can put that just a little bit over the image. That's okay. And then go back to our gray. Right. And now we need to bring in some regular text. Right. Change this font. Let's see. What is this one? And what I typically like to do is I don't want to bring in my text right now. Like I don't want to focus on any content that I've already written, because I've probably already rewritten my content at this point. But I'm not going to focus on the content that I already wrote. I'm just going to go out and I'm going to get some placement text, because right now we're just focused on design, right? And we don't want to be task switching, thinking about the content. You know, that's a whole nother side of your brain. So we're just going to focus on, that's not the one I want. We're just going to focus on just the design aspect. So we're just going to put some text, you know, in this design. And then we can always replace it with whatever it is that we write for our copy, okay? Or our content, I should say. Right, and I'm going to change the direction of this. I'm going to justify it all the way to the left. A little bit more, and then I'm going to break this text up so that it's easier, you know, for someone to read. And I think I'm going to copy this text too, and I'm just probably going to do just the 2 paragraphs right there. See how that looks, and then do more paragraphs down here, okay? And it doesn't have to be all this text either. Again, this is just placement text to give me an idea of what the page is going to look like when it's done. Let's see, and I think, let me bring this out to see what this looks like. I do like that. I think the only thing that I want to do with this text, so I want this to be, maybe we'll see what 14 looks like. 14. I'm gonna bring this down just a little bit here, and I'm also gonna bring this down because I'm gonna bring this down some. Right, so there we go. So that way we don't have to have so much text on the page. Right, we can make this a little bigger if we wanted to. There we go. Okay. All right, and this is a lot of space here, so what I'll probably do is include maybe another area for text and then bring this down. Okay. All right, so that's it. And if I wanted to do something a little bit in the back of here, what you could do is go out to elements. I like working with like dots, like the little circles. Right, so something like this, right? We can make it, probably could situate it here, turn it around a little bit, and then we're going to push that backward. Come on, backward, backward. Oh, it went too far. One more. Okay, there we go. And then I don't really want it on top of there, so maybe I can switch it to this side like that. And then I need to definitely change that. Should it be like the, yeah, like the lighter pink there. Let me just turn it a few more times and see what's going to look good. I like that. Okay. So you could do something like that. And if we wanted to even bring it down here, you could do something like this too. And then position backward, backward. Is it going back? Position backward. Okay. All right. So you could do that as well. All right. So that's 2. And then dots. I mean, they have so many different ones that you could choose from here. And I think even if it says it, is it circles? These are like the bigger circles. So I think, yeah, you want to definitely go under dots, and then it gives you a better option for that. Okay. So now that we have this welcome page, I think I want a line. I want the same line that I have here. So I'm just going to go up here and just grab this line. I'm going to do a Control C to copy, and then I'm going to do a Control V to paste it. And then I'm going to just change it a little, make it a little thinner, move it up some. And then I'm going to position it backward behind that image. All right, so we have something that looks like that. Okay, so that's that. And I'm not going to drop any, I'm not going to drop an image or anything in there yet. I'm just going to wait. Okay, so that's our welcome page. What I'll probably do here is put like, change this to like XOXO, and then like Lakeisha. And then you can change this signature to something a little bit more scriptish if you want. I want to use, I don't like play text for my signature. Let's see. Maybe we could use that. Okay. And then just change to something like that, right? So you could do something like that at the bottom. Okay, so that's an option, right? And so now we're going to go into a ebook page, make this smaller. Right, and so again, we're going to bring in an image now. Again, so we're going to go back to elements, right? And we will go to grid. And for this one, we're just going to do it, and since just have it right at the top of our page, just like that. I'm also going to continue with the line element throughout my design. So I'm just going to position that where I want that to go. And then since I already have text here, I'm just going to copy and paste the text where I want it to go. And I think I'm just going to do just across here like that. And then just position it in the center. I think I'm going to go back and just grab this text again. And do that. And then do this again. All right, so this could be one of your ebook pages. And then you could add another square element for your footer at the bottom of your page here. Change it to color like that. And then we are going to just copy this text and then just say savvy simple marketing. Right, that's my company name, and then just put it down here at the footer. And if you wanted to add a page number, you could do that as well. Just put it down there. I'm going to space this text, the letters out though, some. It looks like there's kind of on top of each other. All right, so we could do that, and then I'll probably reduce this to like 12. And then that could be one page. See how easy that was to do that? Now, a workbook page could be just as easy. So for this workbook page, what we'll do is we'll just leave our image toward the back, but we're going to just transparency it some so it's not taking over the entire page. Another thing I'm going to do is add a square element over this. So it's only going to cover just a little bit of just what we need to place our stuff for our workbook. All right, so make sure we center that. Is it centered? There we go. Centered in each direction. So that is that one. Now we got to center it in the other direction. Come on, why won't this center? Okay, so I guess it is centered. All right. So I'm going to change this to the lighter pink. Or I think I'm just going to change that to just white. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is also bring in, I'm going to do another box, but this box is going to be more of an open box feel. And I'm going to do that as the outline to this, what I just did. But you see how thick this border is? It's too thick for what I'm looking for. So I'm going to thin it out some. And then I'm just going to put it right outside of that border like that. And then just to center that, looks good. And then change the color. I'm going to probably do that lighter gray. Okay. And so now that we have that, I need to position it backward because it's on top of this. When you're layering, you got to make sure that you're locking things down as well as pushing them back so that you can access other areas that you need to get to. All right. So now what we need to do is bring in like a subject or a title for this. So we'll do something like that. Change it to that play script. And this one would be like our workbook. Oops. Workbook. workbook page right here. And then we need to bring in some text. And I'm just going to grab the text from right here. I'm going to do a Control-C to copy. Come back down here as a Control-V. And then use this as my workbook, as like for my workbook questions. So just need one little thing like that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is bring in another one of those open boxes, right? This one. And I'm going to make it super small and thin. So I'm pulling it in. Let me bring this out to 100 so I can see. Bring it in just a little bit more. I want it really thin. Yeah, that's better. And then I'm going to bring this out here. So this will be an area where people can fill in, you know, whatever information they need to fill in for the workbook. So I'm just going to copy these two elements and do a Control-C, right? And then a Control-V to paste it. And I'm just going to move these where I want them to go. All right, I could probably do this another time, right? And so that gives me just a workbook page for just these. But you could situate this workbook page any way you want. Like you don't have to have it on top of each other. You can have them side by side. So there are so many different ways. And if you wanted numbers next to each one, you can add numbers next to each one. So there's so many different, you know, ways that you could do it. I think I'm going to change this color to my pink. Yeah, that looks better. And I can actually change these also to my pink. And I'm doing it all at one time by selecting each of them. All right, so that looks good. And of course, that would be the name of your workbook there. All right, so that's our workbook page. The next page we can do would be like a journal page. That's a page with lines. So there's a few different ways that you could do that. The first way that you would do that is you can go to lines and use the line. Of course, you'd need to make it really super thin, like that one. What number was that? So we can remember that is a number 1, guys. So that's number 1. And then you can bring it all the way over here. And if you wanted them all the way to the edge, you could do that. And then you'd have to do a Control-C, Control-V, and then you'd have to line each of these up, right? And you'd have to make sure that it's enough space for people to be able to write, of course, if people are going to be printing these out. Right, so you want to do something like that. And then in order, you have to make sure that the line height is the same throughout the entire page. So you would select the first line, right? And then select the first one and then Shift to select the second one. So you have both of those. Then now you want to do Alt. So you have to be holding down the Shift key and then you want to press your Alt key. And then it tells you the line space, which is 0.417. I think I'm going to move this down. No, I think I'm going to leave it just right there. So I'm going to just select both of these and then I'm going to do a copy to copy it. And then I'm going to bring it down and then try to eyeball it again with that. All right, but what I'm going to do is to make sure that it's right, I'm just going to select that line and then the next line and then Alt. And this, see, it's a little different. So I need to make a little bit more space. So I'm just going to bring it down. And instead of using my mouse, I'm just going to use the arrows on my keyboard to see if that helped it any. I think that may be too big. Yeah. So let me go back and do this again. And so you see it, you know, it takes some time and effort to really get it. And so you'd have to just continue to do that until you get all the line space the way that you want them. So that's one way you could do it. And then you can just continue to copy it and then position throughout the entire document. So that's one way of doing it, right? The easier way, let me show you the easier way. So let me delete that. The easier way to do it is to just grab a text document, like grab a text element, bring it where you want it, right? And then make sure that it's all the way to the left. And then you just want to do Shift key and then your line button, right? And then make lines across. You see how the lines are spaced out? The way that you fix that is you go into this spacer and you want to bring the spacer all the way over, right? Till it can't stop anymore because you're not wanting to space it. If you do space it out, then it's going to be lines between it, but you want to bring it like that. And then you just continue to do your line. right? So you can just do that and just holding down Shift and then my line button on my keyboard. And if the lines are too close for you and you want to widen them up, we're going to go back to the spacer. But this time we're going to do the line height spacer, and we're just going to make that more space between it. See how we did that? Right, so now that we do that, we can do a copy, right? And then we go to the end of the line of our last line and then just do a Control V and just continue to do that all the way down. So that, my friend, is a shortcut to make your journal pages or note pages or whatever you want to make. Okay, so you can do that. And then if you wanted to, of course, add a title to that, we can just copy this. And we may want to just get rid of maybe a few of these lines so we can have space. So the two top lines we will get rid of. Or better yet, we can just kind of move it down, right? And then we have that. And maybe we should just reduce this to like 45. The header doesn't have to be so big. This one too, 45, okay. So now that we have that, and now we have our page lines just like that. And if you wanted to color your lines, they don't have to be black. If you wanted to stay on brand with everything else, you can change those colors to like your brand's color. Like I could have them all that pink, right? So that's how you would actually do the line page. So now the very last thing that you'll need for this is a call to action page. So whenever you're going to do any type of lead magnet that's like this, it's like a downloadable document, you want to make sure that you have a way for people to go to the next step, right? So remember I mentioned yesterday that your lead magnet, you want to use your lead magnet to lead people to your offer, right? And so what you could do is you could just situate or put your offer right here inside of this document. Let me show you how you could do that. Feel free to go ahead and post any questions that you have, because when I'm done with this, I'm going to be answering your questions, okay? So for a call to action page, we're going to bring in some elements. We will bring in our square, We'll bring in a grid image. We'll bring in our line, but I think I'm going to copy our line from the top there, and I'll bring in some text, or I could probably copy text from at the top. All right. So for this one, we're going to bring in, we're going to have our image at the bottom of the page. And then we're going to use this square as our call to action button. All right. So we're going to situate that there. We need to bring in something, we need that for our page. And then we also need some text. So we're just going to go and just copy and borrow some of this text. So I'm just doing a Control-C on my keyboard, and then I'm coming back down to bring this. And this is where you're going to explain, like, or invite people to do whatever it is that you want them to do, right? So we don't need this much text though. So this is where you're going to invite them to whatever the offer it is that you have. So whatever the next thing is for them. If it's your offer, then this is what you need to want to put your offer here. If it's not your offer, and maybe it is for them to join your Facebook group, you can put like next steps or what's next. So you could do that. And then this, you could be inviting them to like your Facebook page for your offer, whatever the thing is that come next for them naturally. What would be the next step? This could be for them to purchase or buy something from you. That may be the next step. Or again, it could be to invite them into your Facebook group or to schedule a call with you, whatever that looks like. That could be naturally, again, the next step. I'm also going to go ahead and borrow this and put it here. And I'm going to have to lock this so that I can get to the other elements. Oh, goodness. I'm going to have to push it backward. Let's see. Position, backward, backward, backward. Okay, now I can access it. So let me lock it. And then I'm going to make this a little bit smaller and then just move it down so it's not so cluttered at the top. I also have space to move this down. Okay, so everything, I like everything to have its space. We don't want things like on top of each other, right? And I think this is just still too many words for me, because you don't want to use this as like your sales page. If you're selling something, then this should take them, this should take them to the actual sales page itself. So let's We don't need to have all of that text there. And we can move this image up some more. Maybe right here. And then our call to action button. We're going to color our button black. You can color your button whatever color you want to color it. And then just going to grab, I think I had, yep, this. I'm lazy. I like to use all kind of little shortcuts. And so for this one, I need to go back to my spacer and I want to fix this because I don't need it all spaced out now. And don't need it to be that big. And so now my call to action button, I'm going to say, sign me up, right? So whenever you're doing anything with a call to action button, whether it's on your landing page, your sales pages, your lead magnets, even inside of the document like this, you want to make sure that you're speaking, you want to like talk as if you're inside of the mind of the person that's actually going to be taking the action. So you don't want to say, hey, sign up here, you know, buy this. You just want to say something like, oh, sign me up, or girl, I need this, or I'm ready, or whatever, for your call to action button. Okay. So that's it. So we can open this up and take a look to see what we created. And you see, I did that in under an hour, right? You just go in and you just do it. Okay. So this is our lead magnet cover. This is our welcome page. This is like an ebook page. This is a workbook page. This is a, what is it called? A journal page. And this is your call to action. So your next steps, right? So once you have all of this, then what you can do is just go in and you can drop in your images. So let me show you what that looks like. You can just go to, let's see, go to uploads. And so I could just drop this image in here like that. And then I could, oh, let me see, style desktop photos. So depending on whatever type of photos you want, I just downloaded these photos yesterday. They're so pretty. So you could just drop in the images that you want to use. Drop this one in the background. And then for the call to action piece, I love to use people that are sitting at their computer like typing, but because I don't have one of those in this series, and I like to use like images, like images that kind of like pair well, that go together. That's like a set or a pair. So I like to do that, but you don't have to, it's up to you. Right. So you could do something like that. Right. So this is what this would look like. Now that we have, of course, we need to add in our text as well, but it would look something like that. Okay. So that is how you create in Canva, and just create different things. As you can see, I use different fonts, which really helps things stand out. So there's 3 different fonts here on this page. I think those really help things stand out. I use different elements like the image, the outline square. So those things. You can also use pops of color. So I could totally change this to like a blue. If I wanted to call more attention to it. You play around with your call to action button. And if you like, if this is like so light back there, so I could literally like change this to like the lighter pink, and then I could change these to a black if I wanted to have it just like that, or it could be white. So you could do that, and I could actually bring out this image a little bit more. There we go. All right, so we could do something like that. We can change this to our brand color. Right. So just, you just go through and you see how things look, and then you make the changes as you go, and that's it. And you don't, you don't be afraid to try new and different things. Okay. So that's it. Let me head back over and answer any questions that you have. Thank you for joining me for that. I know that with me talking and like showing you all of that, it could be a little, frustrating not really seeing me. So let me see what questions do you have? I'm scrolling back up. Feel free to put your questions in because we are at the top of the hour right now. Thank you. Alma says the course is $197. Thank you. Is your ebook printed on both sides or one side? You can print it on both sides, Alma. But the ebook, remember, you're not going to be printing an ebook. Whoever is going to be reading your ebook typically normally reads it online. If it's not too many pages, then yes, they can always print it out. But for an ebook, you wouldn't have to worry about printing or anything like that because people will be really just reviewing it and reading it online. All right, and so I have Canva Pro, but why does Canva still advertise for me to upgrade to Canva Pro? Because there's like another version of Canva Pro. I don't really know like what that's about. I probably should look into that. I'm not quite sure. They do the same thing to me, and I'm a Canva certified creative, so it may just be a glitch, to be honest with you. Grab the edges to make them bigger. Which edges? Like the thing? Yeah. So if you wanted to make the elements, or if you wanted to make your fonts or anything like the sizes larger or smaller, then yes, you can use it by just resizing it right there using the actual element and your mouse, or you can go up to the tool and you can resize it that way, if that's what you're talking about, Teresa. Were you on your phone or your computer when it happened? I don't know. You're probably not talking to me. Hey, Anne-Marie, thanks for joining. Where did I miss you get the placement text from? I got it from this website. It's, and I can show you. It's just, I just really just Google placement text like that. And then it just comes up here, right? So you have a couple of different options for placement text. I choose this second one. It's like a generator, because when you come in, you can select how many paragraphs you want. So if I wanted 5 paragraphs or 2 paragraphs, you just say that and then generate it and then copy, and then it'll give you as many paragraphs as you want, right? So that's why I typically like that one. Great question. Hey, Jasmine. Nice welcome page, Lakeisha. I need to do this challenge again. Right. And where did you find the text again? I just showed you that. I just showed you where I found the text. Wow, you make this look easy. Will this stay up? Yes, this will be up. It'll be up until the end of the challenge. All the challenge videos come down. So this challenge video will be up until Sunday. And then all of the challenge videos will be up until Sunday. And then after Sunday, they come down. I think I was on my phone. Okay. I have the auto pay. Oh, yes, you're not talking to me. Lakeisha, what was that again? Hold the shift key, or was it something before shift? What is it that you were asking me, referring to, Karen? Was it the resizing, like the spacing between the lines? If that's what you're asking, I held down I clicked on the actual thing, like the line, and then I held down the shift key so that I could click on the other item, right? So if you want to move more than one element at a time, then you want to click on the first element, hold down the shift key, and then click on however many other elements you want, right? So you can get them all and move them all at one time. So that's a shortcut. If you're talking about how did I do the line spacing, I clicked on the first line, and then I held down the shift key. I clicked on the second line, right? And then I'm still holding down the shift key, by the way. Then I held down the Alt key on my keyboard. Now I'm using, for this demonstration, a PC. What those things are on a Mac, I don't know, because when I'm designing over there, I'm just hitting keys. I don't really remember because I'm a PC girl. So I think it's like Command. It's Shift Command is what it is for you people, for everybody else that's using a Mac. So let me know if that answers your question, Karen. I love the shortcut tips. You're welcome, Mrs. Jones. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I need to watch this video over and over. I am feeling like I'm in kindergarten and I need my handheld. All right, so I know she said Control plus Shift to select more than one. Yes. Hey, Beth, I am hypnotized. I've got to get this. I've got to get this on the go today. You could do it. You got it. Me, girl, laugh out loud. Mines do the same thing, and I have the yearly. Oh yeah, so it's like a Canva thing. I'm not sure why it does that. Beautiful. You make this look simple. Yes, the spacing of the lines. Okay, so Karen, let me just answer some more questions, and I'll go back through the spacing of the lines again. So for those of you that are looking to see how to space your elements out, just bear with me one moment, and I will show you how to do that again. Review the element you used for fillable text in the box on the top of the lines. Okay. Okay, so you guys are talking to each other. Yes, you answered it. Okay, so you're good to go, Karen. Good. I love this. Thank you so much. You're welcome. How do you rotate elements again? I'll show you. All right, so let me go back in. Oh, wait, let me make sure that all of the questions are being answered. Let me go over. Child, did my iPad die? It's okay, I have my phone. Okay. Let's see. Let me go into, just want to make sure that these comments. Oh, yeah. So it looks like we're good to go. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go back into Canva and show you guys again with the line element. Okay. Or how you can. Okay. So somebody asked me about rotating elements. So if I wanted to rotate this, right, I'm just, when you click on the element, do you see this comes here? Let me, if I can bring this up. You see, whenever you click on any element. So if I click on this words, it comes up. I can turn it any way that I want, right? The same thing with any other element. You just click on the elements. I can click on this. If I wanted to turn my image, I could, right? So just depending on what it is that you're looking to do, right? So whatever element you're looking to turn, okay? So that goes for any element, line, text, image, any type of graphics, anything like that. You can easily just turn them, okay? If you want to move elements all at one time, you want to click on the first element, hold down your shift key, and then select all the other elements, right? So that way you can then move them all at one time like that. Okay. And then you just click off and then you're good to go. To see the spacing between the element, like we mentioned the line element. So for instance, if I wanted to see the spacing between this element and this element, the text in the box, I could click on the text, hold shift, and then click on the box. And then I'm just going to click on the Alt key. And now it tells me the space between the top of this and the bottom of, like the top of this and the top of this, it gives me the space that I need. So that way it'll help me if I want to make sure that all of these elements are lined up the same way, right? And it is, so you can kind of do that. And all I'm doing again is I'm just clicking on the element one time, then I'm holding my shift key, then I'm moving my mouse down to this element, right? It automatically selects them at the same time. Now I'm still holding down my shift key. And now I am clicking on my Alt key, and that's how the measurements come up. And you can move it around and see like the area that you want to see the measurements in. Okay, so that's how you do that. Any last questions before we go today? Where'd you get your images? These are from Creative Stock, I believe it is called. Is it called Creative Stock? I think it's called Creative Stock, yeah. It's called Creative Stock. There's some other ones from Mira. I know you have an affiliate link. If you want to share some of the links here with the ladies to find these images, then you can do that. But I pretty much use links that like images that are inside of Canva. I also use, I think she's called Creative. What is she called? Creative. Is it Creative Stock, I think? I can't remember. Actually, she sent an email. I forgot. No, it's not Creative Market. Even though you can get some images from Creative Market, it's not Creative Market. It's called, let me just grab it for you. It's right here in my email. I forgot that I even had a membership because I had canceled a lot of my memberships because I have so many images right now. And she sent me an email for my invoice, and I was like, oh, I'm still subscribed to her. Let me see what images she has. And so I kind of went and downloaded a bunch of images from her yesterday that were nice. So let me see. Creative Stock, I think it's called. I'm checking my email right now. Come on. Oh, is it called Style? No, it's not Style Stock. That's another one. So there's Style Stock, there's Pixie Stock. But this creative one, I don't know where it is. I know I just got an invoice from her. I don't know. Invoice. See if that'll bring it up. Styled Stock Society is what it's called. Styled Stock Society. So there you go. So Styled Stock Society, Pixie Stock, and then another type of stock. So there's several different ones. You just got to go out there. And if you're looking for more of ethnic women, Black women in images, you can also Google that. And then there's a lot of different stock sites that have stocks for women. Yeah. Stock images for women too. So if we have the lead magnet course, will it be getting an update? Yes, if you have the course in January, all of my Canva courses are getting an update in January. Yep. So if you already have the course, there's no need to buy it when it updates in January. How did you get the border? Which border? CO. This border? Let me know which border you're talking about. Are you talking about this border? This is just an open square, if that's what you're talking about. I just got it from here under elements. And I went to shapes. And then if you scroll down, you can see these open boxes. This has the sharper edge. This one has more of the rounded edge. When you bring it in, this is what it looks like. And then you can decide if you want to make it thinner, make it thicker, the border, right? So that's where I got that from. Another thing, if you buy templates for me or someone else and you're wondering like, where did she get this element from? Like, so for instance, this little thing in the back, if you want to know where this element is, you just click on the element and go here to this little information button and it'll tell you what this is, right? So it's called modern blue dots. These are the keywords that you can use for dots. And if you like it, you can like it and it'll save it in your likes folder. You could also save this element. You can create an elements folder if you want, or images folder or elements folder or whatever. And that way, and anytime that you're like buying templates for me or anybody else, when you get these little designs, you can keep them if you want to use them again. It's an easier way to access them instead of trying to kind of search them through Canva. So that's another little tip for you. I'm excited to play around with it later. Yeah, Yvette, you're going to have a good time. Where did you get your images? I think I answered that, right? So I got them from Creative. What did I say it was? She's called Styled Stock Society is one of them. And then the other ones is, let me bring them up. Stock. So the Styled Stock Society, right? There's Nappy. Nappy just sent me an email. They have new images as well. So that's images or styled images for Black women or Black people. And stock, let me see, let me put stock or styled stock. All right, so there's Styled Stock Society, there's Styled Stock. Yeah, I think Styled Stock Society and Styled Stock are the same thing. And then there is Pixie. Let's see, what is this one? This is Alicia with Pixie Stock. Pixie Stock is another good one. Yep, so those are the two that are kind of just coming up. Or Hot Stock, and that's Haute. Hot Stock is another one too. So those are some big stock images that a lot of people tend to use. So definitely go and check them out. I'm a member of the Stock Society. It's a good one. It is definitely. How do you make a page fillable? In the blank in the box or on the top of the line? That's a great question. So I use PDF Escape to do that. And it's really easy. So if you just go, Frederica, to pdfescape.com, you can upload your document. Once you're done, you download it as a PDF in Canva, and then you upload it into PDF Escape, and you can use the free version depending on how much, like how big your document is. If you just have like a 10-page document, you can easily do that. But if it's like over 100 pages, then you're going to have to subscribe. I think it's like $5.99 a month or like $50 for the year or something like that. And you can upload your document, and then you just use either you can do like a checkbox, or you can just add text to it, and then you just add that little text box right over the box where people would normally write in, right? And so you just add that over all of those different sections of your document. And then when you save it and download it, it'll be fillable for anybody to be able to fill it in, right? So again, that's called PDF Escape. I know there's another version of PDF software that does it, but that's the one that I use. It's easy because it's online. I don't have to have anything added to my system or anything like that. I never paid attention to those shapes before. Yeah. How did you learn element placement? I just played around with it. I'm not afraid to do different things. So I just played around with different stuff. That's it. Thank you, Famira, for adding your information in here. Can you please show how to do a PDF fillable? I just walked you through it. I'm sorry, I have to jump on a call, so I don't have time. I'm actually late for a session right now. All right, but thank you so much for joining me today. Again, if you found this, how was this today, by the way? Did you like this? Was this session good for you? Let me know. It's nappy.co. Thank you so much. pdfescape.com. Thank you, Latoya. What do you think about day 2? Was day 2 good or what? Let me know. How are you feeling about day 2? I know day 1, you probably understand like what lead magnets you should work with, starting with. What do you think about day 2? Let me know how day 2 went. Again, on Friday, I am going to be sharing some goodies. So you're going to get some Visa gift cards. If you like Visa gift cards and you like to shop right in time for the holiday, I'm giving away some Visa gift cards. I'm also going to be giving away some things from my shop. So if you love the templates that I just showed you, I have tons of those templates, workbooks, all types of training, courses, and things like that. So I'm going to be giving tons of things away. But in order for you to be in the drawing for those, you have to share this out. So either if you're on my business page or if you're on my personal page, please make sure that you go ahead and share this out. Put hashtag 5-day lead magnet challenge, and then share something that you learned today, or share how you think the challenge is going, or whatever you want to share is fine, right? So just kind of do that. So that way your name can be entered into a drawing. We're going to have the drawing live here on Friday. So you have to be here to win. So you have to be here on Friday at 12 p.m. in order to win the drawing. Again, I think I started with 3. Now I'm up at like 5. I'm like, no, I'm going to do something amazing for 5 people. So you have to be here to win. Okay. So let's see. Yes. Wonderful. Awesome. Is it too late to do a pre-Christmas sale? No, it's not too late to do a pre-Christmas sale, April. People are still shopping for Christmas. Before I jumped on this with you guys, I was Christmas shopping online. Yep. So you can still do Christmas shopping, do a Christmas pre-sale. You certainly can. This is really good. So much coming together. You're welcome. Thank you, Christina. Okay, awesome. Angel says, can you share the actual training video with the hashtags? I believe you can. Like if you just go to my business page or my personal page and just press the share button, you should be able to then, it asks you like a couple of different ways, like how do you want to share, right? To a person, to a group. You want to share on, your personal page or wherever. If you have a group that you want to share with and it's okay, then you can share it in the group too. And you should be able to edit and put some information in there and add the hashtags. So there's a way that you can definitely do it. Okay. Shared on Messenger. Thank you, Lakeisha. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Ms. Clark. Thank you for being here. All right, guys. So I've got to jump off. I'm late for a session, but thank you for being here with me today. I will be back tomorrow, and tomorrow we are going to be talking all about your landing page. All right. So your lead magnet is a part of it, but your landing page is so much more important. So make sure that you are here tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time so I can walk you through how to create a landing page that converts, okay? All right, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Ciao for now.